Hello there everyone and welcome to round 6 of the CRS Formula 1 2009 Championship. This round we are at Turkey, which is Istanbul. It's the track which we did the qualifier event on, and it's it's a good fun track. Lots of people like it. Some don't, but the majority do. We haven't got the biggest turnout this race round. I think there's only 10 drivers. However, these are the well, yeah, most of them are probably the 10 fastest that we do have that are loyal enough to actually prioritise this over an event which is going on elsewhere. But at the moment, we've got Blank on pole by not much, only 3 tenths over Fapster. He's in the pit. Alex Cochrane, who's literally just come on, he's only a second off the pole. He came in maybe an hour ago. I say that, he's off. As Greg Stan flies by. Not sure if he's going to improve on this lap. This is still qualifying at the moment. I am joined today by Joseph McKenna, but he's having issues with his Assetto Corsa at the moment. But if you would like to introduce yourself, then feel free.
Yeah, I'll just be joining you throughout the race. I probably won't be here for practice or a bit of qualifying, as Cessport decided to hide itself from Steam, so I'm having to rediscover all the files. But ignoring that for the moment, we'll get on to just the track. It's located pretty near Akhirat in, well, Turkey. It's Istanbul.
Some place where they sell fake Rolexes, basically.
Yeah. So the track's going to be about 3.3 miles long. It's normally they'd be running about 58 laps. I believe we're running 27 this time. The lap record for this was a 1 minute 24.7, of course, set by Juan Pablo Montoya in 2005. But the pit lane this time, compared to the last few races, is going to be a whole lot less, as that drivers are only looking to lose about 17 seconds. There's a total of about 14 corners, of course, running anti-clockwise this time. 3 sectors as usual, but cars are going to be mainly focusing on their right-hand tyres, as they're going to be struggling quite a few of the corners, especially the fast one around turn 8, which leads into a long stretch. Really, drivers going to be looking at medium downforce, depending on who's really driving. And it's really going to be a fast race, see who can come out on top. It's probably going to be the Ferraris again.
That will most likely be the case. They've been pretty dominant this season so far. Currently just trying to skip the session over, but someone's decided to... there we go. Someone decided to leave and rejoin. Let's see if anybody comes out of the pit straight away. Seems we've had 2 guys disconnect, looking at the mini-map. We are going to have somebody come out the pit lane. It's going to be Alex Cochrane in the Williams. First out. He's a bit on and off this season. He's currently a reserve driver, just because he doesn't have full time to commit to it, but when he does, he definitely puts in a pretty solid performance. So it'll be interesting to see what he can put out this race. Coming down through the little right-left, quite a difficult corner to get the power down that left-hander. It's very easy to spin around the rear with the extra steering input you're having to put in to get around the next of the left-handed corners. Behind him, we're not sure who it is at the moment. It's gonna be, well, K2's just come out with Blank and the Ferraris. Maybe they're just running around together. Greg Stan's come out, and it's Fapster, the second car on track, in the Toyota. He's been putting in some very solid performances over the past couple races, so it'll be interesting to see what happens today. We don't exactly have the strongest field at the moment with regards to people turning up, so it'll be something that we will have to look into. Maybe trying to outsource some drivers in, but really the league will be determined over the next couple races, as the guys that we have got coming out are by far the fastest guys who are going to be giving us the closest racing, so that's good for the stream. It's just we'll have to wait and see what happens. So as Fapster comes round, we should be able to get the performance delta up. Maybe it'll tell us it off his last fastest lap. It is. Actually, maybe not. It will be off his first qualifying lap, which he's currently 17 seconds faster than, which was his out lap. currently there are 6 cars out on track, my bad. That consists of Fapster in the Toyota, Alex in the Williams, Eric Drace in the BMW, Assetto Drifter in the Brawn GP, Blank in the Ferrari, and K2's just ahead in the other fellow Ferrari. I believe Jaden's still feeling quite sick, so he hasn't turned up today. Cheers for the track map, by the way, Joseph. I could put that up as a reference. I don't think we're going to have Jaden today. Haven't heard much from him all week. Don't think he's actually done his practice laps either. So, see how it goes. It'll be interesting to find out what the drivers do post. Let's try get with Alex Cochrane. Kitty's out, so the 2 Renaults are there. Let's see what Alex can post. He's just coming down the back straight now. He will have somebody in front of him, but don't think it's going to be getting his way, I should really say. As he's about a corner ahead. Not sure who it is. So Alex comes around then to complete his first flying lap. It's going to be a 126.1, which from what I can tell is fairly decent. Fapster's going to pop it though over 126 flat, just trying to find the next car on track. Well, we could just stick with K2. 2 cars in front of him. Not sure who they are. It's going to be K-Man in the Force India. No, it's not. My bad, wrong corner. He's closely followed by a Assetto Drifter. Sorry that I'm flicking so much between the cars. Greg Stan goes into 3rd position, 1.2 seconds off the pole. He has been out for the past couple of races due to him being on his own personal holiday. I think he went somewhere nice. Can't honestly remember. Sorry if it's just me rambling on at the moment. Joseph's having issues with his Assetto Corsa right now. He is in the chat, however, he hasn't particularly got much to commentate over. Thank you, Notifications, for telling me that Apple is going to be developing a wonderful electric car. The Assetto Drifter takes the pole time with a 125.426. Very nice there. As Blank slots into 5th, maybe had a fairly sloppy first lap as Randy spins round. That allows K2 to get past cleanly. Maybe there was contact, not sure. But K2 is going to be half a second up this time round. Let me move some beverages out the way so I can see the distance of how much they're up. K2 this time round, 7 tenths up on his previous time. Looking pretty solid at the moment. Can't particularly fault him. He's been a very solid driver this season, winning the odd race here and there. It's definitely been a battle between the Ferraris and the 2 Toyotas, but Jaden's not going to be here this race. He didn't turn up for the bangers yesterday, which we would have thought he would have probably won because he's very good at crashing into people. As Kitu goes second with a 125.9 and K2 goes second now. He goes second now with a 125.6, so he's just 2 tenths off the pole, which is a Assetto Drifter. Alex Cochrane just comes out of the pit lane then. Eric Gerace on the lap, he's currently a 10th up. It's good to see that the field that we've got is only about 2 seconds apart at the moment, and Eric should be able to bring it a bit closer with this lap. Maybe not. Assetto Drifter has put in another banger of a lap to get him a 124.898. Very big slide as Blank goes with a 124.6. Really hotting up at the front end of the field. Then the 2 guys at the front now only 2.5 tenths apart. K2 got a bit of work to do. Just coming out of pit. How does the bangers go? It was a very good laugh. Everyone seems to enjoy it. I think we did eventually have about 15 people show up. Just gonna... Can I make it? Yeah, there we go. So that hides my cursor now, so you won't be able to see where I'm clicking. That looks a bit more professional. Alex is on his outlap, so is Greg Stan. Eric has spun out across the start-finish line. Blank is on a lap, and he's found another 2 tenths. Well, he did mid-corner. Maybe not as good as an exit as last time. Rio, good to see you in the chat, mate. Because, obviously, PSU issues. So glad to see that you're tuning in just to see how everyone else gets on. Not too many people in today. I think there's only 10 running. But hopefully it still will be a solid race. As we've got most of that mid-pack anyway. Pretty close between about 4 cars from 3rd to 6th. So we'll see what they can do. Blank's getting a slipstream off of probably K-Man here. Not sure who else it would be in the Force India. He comes round. He's found another 3 tenths on his time, which Assetto Drifter's not going to be too happy with. There's a big train of cars then coming through the last corner. We've got the second Ferrari of K2. It's K-Man sets in his lap. One of the McLarens wouldn't be No Fridge. It must be Randy at this point because I believe No Fridge is on holiday this week. Let's have a look at Randy then. His previous lap must have not been ideal. Who leads the championship? I will tell you that now. Let me get that up. I believe it's K2 currently in the lead of the championship. If I can...
It is K2.
Yep, K2 is in the lead of the championship currently with 44 points. Second place is Blank in the other Ferrari with 36.5. And it's Fapster in third with 33. Jaden in fourth with 20. Rio in fifth with 17. And then everybody else in the mid-pack running pretty close. Greg Stan in sixth, who's missed the last two races. He's got 9 points. Joint, there's No Fridge, he's also got 9. And there's me in 10th, and I haven't ran since round 2 with 8.5 points. The Cellar Drifter then, but he's obviously looking to pick up some pretty good points this round if he can keep it all together, because he has really been putting in some solid performances over the last couple of races, so that's been good to see. Yeah, 16 minutes left off the qualifying session. Everyone except Randy, who we're watching now, has put in a pretty good lap. He's still, maybe his previous lap was a bit indecent. K2 improves. That puts him down to a 125.1. That's only 8 tenths off of the pole now. Kitu on an outlap as well. He's being followed by Greg Stan, his teammate, but he's being overtaken by Alex or not. Alex is going to get out of the way for a Cellar Drifter in the Brawn, who's currently a 10th down on his time. Is he going to be able to find the time in the last chicane? Going to ride a curve, lose a bit more time. Maybe he can get a better exit? Nope, that's not the case this time round. Greg Stan's going on the lap now, pretty solid. Down the front straight, obviously getting a good run out of the last corner. Custard Cream's are very good biscuits, Rio. I would grab some myself, but I don't think I have any at the moment. Greg's currently lost 2 tenths on his time, but he's hovering around. Actually, he's gained it all back through the left-hander, so it just shows how much time he can find if he gets on a solid lap. The Cellar Drifter is catching up to the back of him, well he was, but now he spins round, and that allows Alex Cochrane to fly through in the Williams. He's found 4 tenths on his time at the moment. I do agree with you there, Pinder. Bourbons are definitely better than custard creams. If we're going into a big biscuit talk, let me know and I'll happily ramble on about the wonders of British biscuits. The Cellar Drifter, you better not start typing and driving again. Maybe in the NASCAR events if you show up to those, but definitely not in Formula 1. The only thing that we will have to worry about is Randy goes into P9 with a 27.8. That's only 3.5 seconds off the pole, so a very good lap there from him. So he struggles a bit in qualifying and then brings it back in the race, but good to see him qualify P9. He's going to probably be pretty close around Eric Drace and K-Man's pace as one of the Renaults really offsets Alex, but he's going to get another 8 tenths, and this will put him up into P4. So a pretty good bit of driving there from him. We'll have to see what if any other drivers can respond to that. Fapster's on a pretty good lap. He's found half a second, and this will put him into the regions of P4 as well if he can keep it all together. Nothing is better than bourbon. Well, eggs better than bourbon. I don't know. That'll mean crashing T1. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting first corner. Fapster's now found 1.2 seconds, so this could put him up to P2. If it will just put him ahead of a Cellar Drifter if he can keep it all together. Maybe if he can even gain more time, it's going to be 1.3, 1.4. Might be 1.5 with the line he's got out of this corner. Yeah, it's going to be close to 1.5. This will put him very close to the back of Blank. That's really heating up at the top end now. It's probably only, 150, 143 between the two guys at the front. K2 is currently on an outlap, so can't respond. But Eric's found another 7 tenths coming into the last corner. This will put him up to P7. Ahead of Greg Stan in the Renault. With that Randy's on an outlap. Alex is coming back out the pits. He's stopped on pit exit. Not sure what's going on with that as Fapster goes by. So Fapster's obviously going to go out. Eric must have spanned into that first corner. If I had windows, you'd see an egg drive around the track. God's sake. Don't get the meme, Frank's of a certain nationality and people call him an egg. I need to get my Discord chat back up so I can see if anything's going on in there. Not particularly. So we will focus back onto the stream. If I can find my stream chat again. There it is. The Solar Drifter's gone F. F to pay respects. Yeah, Faps is on a pretty dodgy lap at the moment by the looks of things. K2's on another 4 attempts. He's only going around turn 4 now, 5, whatever it is, so it'll be interesting to see where he can pop out. This will put him up to P3 if he can keep the lap all together. Of course, only 12 minutes left of qualifying now, so we are getting into the closing stages where the track grip is building up. So we should see some faster times in these later stages. I've rooted for the Ferrari, but I'm Asian, so I hope Toyota wins. Well, K2's been that lap, so your wish is his command. As Fapster comes onto a new flying lap now, let's follow the Toyota to see what he can do. Got a Renault in front. It's either going to be Kitu or Greg. Kitu's really struggling to find pace at this track. He's been pretty solid over the past couple races, but he's only a second and a half off the pole, which is still pretty respectable. But Fapster is running around borderline of what his previous time was. Not sure who the Renault is in front. It is Greg Stan. He's currently 2 attempts up on his time, so he's not want to give up. He's not going to want to give up his lap, I should really say. But Fapster, of course, is going to want to get by. He has dropped about a tenth down now. Maybe he'll back out, try and find pace next lap as Randy improves, getting 3.9 seconds off the pole now. So at least he's getting a little bit closer. I think he improved anyway. Fapster is going to get the slipstream. He's not going to be able to utilise it. Greg gets a very sloppy line. That should invalidate his lap. He's going to get out the way, but Fapster is going to lose out majorly from that. Every car out on track now except 4, so got some guys really trying to get in those better lap times in the closing stages. Everyone seems to be on an out lap except Alex Cochrane, who's on a flyer at the moment. He's up on his time. And if he can keep this all together, maybe find a little bit of time, it might put him up into P4 at the end of the race, the end of this lap, I should really say. Don't know if he'll be able to find it, but he should be able to slingshot the exit out of here if he can keep it all together. He's lost the rear end, still going to be able to gain a bit of time though. Not enough, I don't think, to catch up to P4, but it will be enough to put in a solid lap to get him further away from Kitu in P6, who is closing him down a little bit. Then again, he's found a 10th in the first corner, so it'll be interesting to see if he can hold that together. Everyone does seem to be bunched up. We do have 2 cars coming close in the last hairpin. They both seem to back out of it. It might have been, not sure who the second car was. It was a Solar Drifter. He's obviously trying to follow Blank round, and Blank don't want that. But it'll be interesting to see what the Solar Drifter can find if he's following Blank round. Maybe Blank won't put in as solid as a lap. Wait, when did Blank go 0.6 for a second faster? I missed that. I probably need a bit higher wing on the cream. Oh, the custard cream can get a 122.9 around this track. Okay. Blank goes off, of course. That's him getting out of the way, I presume, of a Solar Drifter. The Solar Drifter has found a 10th following Blank round, so it'll be interesting to see if he can keep the lap together. We do have a couple guys coming into the last corner now. It's Greg Stan in the Renault. That was a very lucky guess. He's found a second pretty much on his time. This will put him up into P7, so the 2 Renaults are now running nose to tail in qualifying. Don't think anybody else is going to improve. We do have 1 car about to come across the start finish line. It's not Alex Cochrane, but it's K2 who's going to go up into second with a 124.384. So that's going to be quite close to around where Fapster is. But once again, it's those 2 Ferraris on pole, and yeah, it's going to probably look like another Ferrari dominating event in these early stages. But we never know what's going to happen. Of course, could be a massive pile-up T1. You never quite know. Greg Stan's lost it. Randy's only a 10th off his time, so no, time is broken. He's not a 10th, he's on an outlap. K2's found another 3 temps. If we can keep this together, it might put him on pole. We'll have to see what happens. And of course, there is becoming a bit of an in-team rivalry between Blank and K2. They always used to play it in the early few rounds, so that Blank seemed to think of himself as the main driver and K2 was there to help him out. But recently, K2's been on better form than Blank, and Blank hasn't been too fond of it, I don't think. This isn't going to be the lap, I don't think, where K2's going to be able to get past Blank on his time, but he'll definitely get closer. And with 7 minutes left of the session, I should say, is hopefully going to close up a little bit. Funky Monkey, you ain't wrong. You never know. He's going to get closer, increases his gap to Fapster. Fapster's going to respond this lap though. He's 2 tenths up on his time at the moment. He might be able to slingshot it out this corner. He's found 3 attempts. It won't put him up to second, I don't think. Oh, it will. It will just get him up to second from Fapster. Good little lap there from him. Very bit of solid driving. The Surge Drifter on an outlap. Alex is currently 4 tenths down on his time. He's still going to drive it around. Secretly puts Honda engine in for Well, we are thinking of introducing a ballast, but it really depends what happens over the next couple of races, whether we even continue on with the league. But the guys that are doing it do seem to be enjoying it, so I'm not going to complain at all. If I can make it run for them, I'm not going to be... Someone was having issues with my NASCAR track, so just had to tell them to fix that. Alex has crawled a little bit of time back. Don't think it's going to be enough though to go faster this time round. So, Greg Stand currently 5 tenths down. Eric Durace facing the wrong way. Randy might be able to gain time on the exit. He's not going to be able to get on the power early enough, so he's going to stay in P9. Blank is currently out on track. 5 tenths down on his time though. Fapster's 12.5 seconds, so he must have had an issue somewhere. And K2's also 25 seconds down, so maybe a tangle up between those two as they are pretty close on the track. Doubt it, but you never know. Alfa Romeo should have been here in 2009. The Quadrifoglio, Quadrifoglio, I don't know, would have cursed every other team to eternity and Alfa would succeed. Are you still making rally references, Frank, or what are we going off here? Whoever this is, it's not Blank, it's K2. Ab found a 10th in the first corner, but so's Fapster. Fapster's found 1.5 tenths as there's a lot of traffic coming through this first section of the lap at the moment. Fapster's found another 2 tenths. If we can keep this lap together, it might be good enough to put him on pole. Of course, we've seen that the faster laps are going to be coming in towards the end of the session where the track grip is getting, it probably is around 100% now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens then. So there is a big train of cars behind Fapster, not sure who it is. It contains Blank who's running out wide, obviously brakes a bit too hard. KT's now down on his time, but Fapster is still up. Let's get on to an onboard then and see what he's going to do. How's it going, Joseph? How's your...
Well, it's allocating disk space now, and I've got about 2 bits left to do. Who knows what to do afterwards?
Well, we never know, but glad you're here. Glad you can talk about the track if the safety car does have to come out. Fapster's still well, just over a 10th up on his time. He's going to brake a little bit earlier than he has done before. Maybe trying to get a better exit out of it, but I think he's worked his wrong way round. There's one way that you do that chicane. He's just lost 2 tenths as K2 now overtakes Blank. If Fapster had taken the same line as before, K2 going 11/100ths of a second behind Blank now. Very close between the 2 Ferrari guys. What about Eric? Eric's a 10th up on his time. I don't think it'll be enough to put him up to P8. But if he can keep it together, it might be able to actually. P7, sorry. Yeah, this time we'll get him up into P7. So a good bit of driving there from Eric to split up the 2 Renault cars. 3 minutes left off the session then, well 3.5. So Drifter's not on the time at the moment, maybe he's letting somebody through, I'm not 100% sure, doesn't seem to be the case. You okay there, Joseph?
Yes, I think I might be able to join now.
Oh, how wonderful.
Just in time.
Right, you got 3.5 minutes left basically, so and then there'll be about a minute wait time for the race, so you should be good if you're all set now.
Hopefully.
Hello, Jaden's here. big Asian boy, Boom Boom Crashy No Demo Derby man is here. How are you, Jaden? Feeling any better than you were yesterday? Let's have a look. K2's down on his time, but Blank's found another 2 temps. Of course he has. Let's see what Blank can do then. Fapster, your teammate, is currently at the moment trying to fight off the Ferraris. He's got the pace on a single lap, but he just can't seem to put one together. Still sick, but feeling better. Hopefully you're okay, Jaden. And remember... Oh, Blank's lost it all in the last section. I was looking at the chat. So he's not going to go quicker that time round as he chucks it straight back into pits. Blank's obviously running just enough fuel for 2 laps as our boy Joseph has joined. That's out. I'm out at the moment, so that's why I couldn't attend. Yeah, no worries, Jaden. No worries, mate. As long as you're still enjoying these quality streams, all is good. Alex Cochrane has found 6 temps on this lap somewhere. And this could put him up to P4 if he can keep the laps together. Let's get on to an onboard. He's obviously found something with his car that makes it a whole lot better for him. What's white and blue and stays in the garage all day? Oh, Williams. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not too keen on the new Williams, Joseph. I'm not sure about you, but it does look a little bit like a Colgate toothpaste tube.
It sort of does.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean, but let's be honest, it's going about as fast as a Colgate toothpaste tube.
That is very true, even with Kubica behind the wheel. I don't think he's having too much fun at the moment. But of course, we'll just have to wait until the opening round to find out. Alex has lost a bit of time through there. He's really losing a lot of time now. He's lost about 4 temps. He's lost the rear end. Still going to be up, but not quite where he wants to be, I don't think. That could have put him up to 4th position. But it's not going to be the case this time round. So, whoever's on their final laps now, I reckon a Shadow Drifter might be the last car to get round. I'm not 100% sure. We've got 40 seconds left. But if anyone comes out the pit lane now, they're not going to have time to set a lap.
It may be a tight squeeze for Eric Duros, whether he can set a lap or not.
Where's Eric? I don't think Eric's going to be able to do it, but I reckon Shadow Drifter might just be able to.
Oh, it says just got plenty of time.
He's got 20 seconds. It's surprising how long this section takes up. As K2 goes on pole by 10th. We missed that lap, unfortunately, but pretty solid. Alright, I reckon a Shadow Drifter is going to be the last car on his final lap. So there's 8 seconds left of the session. So the 2 guys behind are not going to be able to complete their laps. And that'll be Eric and Kitty, I believe. Kitty's on an out lap at the moment. And
Blank is looking at going faster.
Well, Eric's just not going to be able to improve, but Blank's found another 10th, and if he puts this lap back together, there's another pole switch between the Ferraris. Hello to Monkey, long time no see, glad to see you back. This is 2009, we're on round 6 at the moment. Pretty bare with the runners, we've only got 10 this time round, however. I've just seen Funky Monkey's comment. I'm not going to comment about that, as I'll probably get demonetised. But yeah, Blank's going to take pole.
Into 1st position.
Blank on pole then. A Shadow Drifter is 3 temps up on his times. This could put him up to P3 if he continues on to a pretty solid last section. Frank's going on a full-on political rant about Williams now. So we've set him off. Let's see what the Shadow Drifter can do then. 3 temps up into the first bit. Just going to lose a bit of time with a sloppy exit, but generally, oh, don't know. It should be enough for 3rd though.
I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Almost 3rd position. Not quite enough then. So our pole sitter then is Blank in the Ferrari, closely followed by his teammate, almost just a 10th down in 2nd. That's K2. 3rd, we've got Fapster in the Toyota, half a second down, very closely followed by a Shadow Drifter. Then Alex in 5th in his first showing in quite a while. He's managed to go a second and a half off pole in 5th. Closely, well, not too closely followed, about 3 temps behind is Kitu in the Renault. Then splitting up the 2 teammates is Eric Durace in the BMW Sauber. He's really closely followed with the exact same time by Greg Stan in the other Renault. So I actually missed that.
Wow.
They both get a 1:26.279, but Eric must have got it before. Is that how it works? I think?
Yeah,
he
that's
must
how
have
it
got that
works.
time beforehand. Randy in 9th, and then K-Man in 10th in the Force India. Not sure why I'm not on the grid. There we go. Remember to return back to you pits.
I will do once I get a chance. Once it's got then I can return.
You should be good. Can we unban alcohol and tobacco advertising so Marlboro exists and Martini goes on full rampage, and don't forget Rothmans? Oh god, here goes Frank on his rant again. So 29, apparently my wheel isn't centered. Let's fix that before that causes issues. Oh god, going the wrong way now. There we go. So we've got a 28 lap race, I think. I'm prepared.
So.
I'm very prepared for this.
Oh yes.
10 seconds till start then. 29 lap race around Turkey, Istanbul. Let's see what happens off of the start then. 6 lights. And out they go. Everyone seems to have got a pretty solid start. No spins or contact. One of the Renaults getting very sideways. They're going to go 3 wide. Fapster's round. Whoa. Let's get back onto K2. Fapster going all the way down to last then on the field. That's allowed a Steady Drifter to get up to 2nd, and Viper Polo in the Williams to get up to 3rd. That's by far how high Williams has been up the grid for years. So K2 leads. Oh, Steady Drifter having a look for the inside, and he's going to be able to take it. A Steady Drifter takes the lead. What's Alex Cochrane going to be able to do with this then? So they all come down into turn 3. He's having a look for the inside. He's going to go for it. The Ferraris are dropping back down the field. Blank's now in 4th. He's only right behind Alex Cochrane at this point as K-Man and Greg Stan do lose positions. Not sure what happened there, but everyone's still running within 5 seconds of each other. Greg Stan is looking quite close to the back of Fapster. Not close enough though. Let's get back on board with Blank, who was having a look for the outside of Alex Cochrane. He's going to get the better run out the corner. They're going to go side by side then, down the back straight. Sorry that I'm talking a lot, Joseph. There's just a lot going on. Not particularly too much of a break, but a pretty clean opening lap.
Steady Drifter looking on it down the inside. Turn 12. Ooh. Turn 13 he's going to be on the outside. Turn 14 he's still going to be on the inside. Looks like he's got that definitely.
Still got a position contact between Cochrane and Blank, I believe, or Blank got a very, very wild exit. Is Greg Stan must have spun out.
Here comes K2. Trying to look down the outside in turn 1, just can't quite make it. Steady to holding on to the lead with Blank really tailing behind him now. Toyota is overtaking one of the Renaults. That's Fapster and Kitu, 2 wide.
Oh, the Ferrari runs out wide. It's Blank and the Ferraris ran out wide. He's all the way down now into P4. Steady Drifter holds on to the lead. Fapster's making some very solid progress at the moment, right behind the BMW Sauber of Eric Gerace, and he can see his rival there. For the championship, only 1 car in front. Let's see what K2 can do then. See if he can get past the Steady Drifters. Randy drops down to 10th now, losing a fair few positions as Fapster managed to get past Eric Gerace. He almost runs into the back of him coming into the triple left-hander. He runs out wide but manages to keep it all together.
Blank having an absolute lead over Alex. Just going right round the outside into
Alex
turn 9.
Almost losing.
There's absolutely no problem.
Oh, someone's off. I don't know who it was. It was the Steady
Drifter.
Drifter. The Steady Drifter's off. That puts him all the way back down into 6th position. So K2 leads, followed by Blank, then Cochrane closely behind. He's about to be overtaken by Fapster around the outside. Oh, he spins round.
Yes,
Alex Cochrane spins round, but luckily manages to get out of the way of the other drivers. Not sure where he's going to rejoin. K1, I don't think it's going to be close enough for a position. K2 then setting a new fastest lap of anyone at the moment, and the whole grid now is a little bit more spaced out, so it'll be interesting to see where the maneuvers are going to come, what the pit strategy is going to be today. Are the 2 Ferrari teammates going to work together, or are they going to do the usual what Toyota boys do and just completely throw that out the window and take each other out?
All the way in the back, K-Man and Greg Stan going 2 wide.
Well, they are indeed.
K-Man keeping it on the inside. Looks like he's got a clean. It definitely looks like Greg has got the advantage over him at the moment. even though K-Man's actually on soft, so he should be quite a bit faster at this point.
It'll be interesting to see what these guys can do. Oh, Greg Stan chucks it down the inside. K-Man's going to be able to get the undercut though. Very solid bit of driving from both of those to not make contact there. As Greg was having a look for the inside there. Not sure that's really an overtaking manoeuvre, but it did scare off K-Man. And maybe Greg Stan can get a better exit out the corner here. Is he going to chuck it down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to back out a little bit. Maybe try to get a better exit. Oh, he loses it on the curb, locks up all four wheels, but K-Man goes round as well. They both lose it coming out of the corner. Greg Stan's going to be able to get the advantage of that, but they're both going to lose a lot of times. Eric Drace gets overtaken by a Sedo Drifter. Not sure if there was contact, but Eric seems to have ran very wide.
Seth just really going to be batting back up to get into first position, especially after that. Quite a bit of an upset. We didn't quite see it, but he went really quite wide, leaving all the cars really just to come. So now he's got quite a lot of build-up to do. He's got to probably take some, well, really some of the best drivers in the whole league.
That is definitely the case. If we've got K2, Blank, Fapster, Sedo Drifter, these guys really are the ones to be looking out for, as K-Man's already come into the pits then. Maybe just trying to get his pit stop out the way, but that inherits P9 to Randy in the McLaren. So the closest guys at the moment are probably looking to be Fapster and Blank with a 1.7 second gap. Actually, well, Eric Drace and the Sedo Drifter are looking pretty close, but a Sedo Drifter is the more likely to be pulling away at these early stages in the race. The action's probably going to come when the pit stops come around to see what everyone's running is. Everyone seems to be pretty spaced out at the moment. Blank's definitely gaining back on his teammate, but not sure if he will be able to get past him, as K2's really been trying to challenge for the wins this season so far.
Yeah, and I mean, K2's really been keeping ahead in points as well. So
yeah, he's winning the championship.
He's stay ahead. He's what, 8 points? Well, 7.5 points ahead. I'm not.
Something along those lines, yeah.
I mean, K2 has become at least, like, he's been top 2 for every single race so far.
Yeah, he really has put in some
beating him is going to be pretty difficult, as an understatement.
Yeah. So, we're on the lap 5 now. Your race leader is K2 in the Ferrari. His teammate exactly a second behind at this point. These guys were very close in qualifying, and they seem to be very close in the race pace too. Fapster's dropped 7 seconds behind, so he must have had a spin, and that's allowed a Sedo Drifter to catch up. He's currently 8 tenths up this lap round. So these guys are definitely going to be ones to follow. A Sedo Drifter taking so much speed through that left-hander. Looked proper quick there. He's actually a 10th up on his personal best this time round. Don't know if it'll be good enough for a fastest race lap, but he's really showing how he can drive in these early stages.
And looking a bit further up again, you compare two Ferraris, it looks like K2's really got the advantage on the straights. And as soon as it comes down to those hairpins, turns 12, 13 and 14, Blank has just got the laser braking. He looks like he can just take the corners a whole lot faster. We'll have to see, really, considering the course is really quite a mixed one. We'll have to see how much time that can gain.
Funky Monkey in the chat saying, how long before Gasly loses his ride to Albon in 6 months? Place your bets. Are we going to have another Kvyat and Verstappen situation as we did a couple years ago? It's definitely something to discuss. Kittu and Eric Gerace are actually running really close at this point. Only half a second between those two guys. K2 seems to be lapping about 2 tenths faster than Blank at the moment, so not sure if there's going to be a battle between those two guys soon, but Blank is slowly pulling him in. Maybe a bit of a sloppy lap from K2 this time round. Frank Chen in the chat saying, so when will we evolve to Roblox Formula 1? Now this is a very good question, but it's just a simulator that we're really not too focused on right now. It's one of those ones where it's a bit hit or miss. Some people get along with it really well, and some people Just maybe their computers can't actually run it, as it is a very demanding simulator, Roblox. But it's definitely something we'll look into as CRS as a whole. Of course, it can apply to a rather wide variety of people, being a free piece of simulator software, of course. So this time round, Fapster was 2 tenths faster than the Sedo Drifter. He was about 7 tenths down on his previous lap. Blank's brought the gap down to half a second. So not sure what tyres K2's on, but Blank seems to be reeling him in. Maybe he's just got a bit more endurance, or this is some sort of team strategy that we're on. Rio's saying that Roblox is how his PSU exploded. And Frank back at it again, saying, come on, Roblox is realistic. Racing teams use it to train their drivers. I wouldn't be surprised, as Kitty actually managed to get past Eric. Eric must have spun out as he's very far behind now. Let's get back on board with Blank then, see if he can reel in his teammate. A little bit of a better exit out of the corner, bringing the gap down to half a second. There we can see K2, well, he was pulling them back out. Maybe those Ferraris are running pretty close. Blank's probably just in range now to get the slipstream as Randy comes into the pits then on lap 7. Cochrane, something happened with Cochrane, not sure what, but his name flashed red. Blank now 6 tenths off of K2. Been an interesting battle between the two Ferraris. If Blank don't win, he's quitting to play Minecraft. Oh, what is going on with the stream chat now? At least we've actually got something to talk about this time round. The stream chat's not dead, we're actually having a bit of a laugh, so it's good to see. Of course, still going to be commentating on the event a little bit. K2 runs it a bit wide. Is there going to be some sort of mutual agreement between the two Ferrari guys? Knowing Blank, probably not. They are actually coming up to lap someone now. It seems to be K-Man, as he's now a minute 22 down. Of course, he did pit rather early. I don't think that would cause him to be a minute 22 down. This is just McLaren in 98.8. Blank is Senna, doesn't finish many races. K2 is Prost, finishes races in the points and consistently. Well, K2 must have spun out at some point because I completely missed that. Don't know how long I was on about that, but I was so focused on the stream chat, I'll be perfectly honest. Blank's overtaken K2 at some point. I don't actually know. I didn't see it. He must have lost the rear end. So that's what Funky Monkey said. Let me rewind the stream so I can have a look. It's coming around the triple left-hander. Seems that K2 just ran it wide up on the curb. He's lost the rear end, but at least he didn't spin out, so it's good to see. 1:27.6 that time round, so he didn't lose too much time. K-Man just coming out the pits then again, or maybe he was in the pits, just came out. At least we've got some close racing further down. Maybe it's between lap cars, not 100% sure. Randy's out wide T1, just trying to get out of the way, I presume. Kitty's coming into T1. Eric's only a couple car lengths, well, he was only a couple car lengths behind. He's had a moment coming into the first corner. That's made him drop back a little bit, but we do have some fairly close guys through this section. About 6 cars, well, 5 cars running pretty close. It'll be interesting to see what the Ferrari boys are doing pit strat wise. They usually, either some races they'll pit together, some races maybe if K2's trying to win he'll do something a little bit different on the strat, or maybe they'll try and both outdo each other and then end up doing the exact same thing. It really varies between those guys. It's good to see that the top 4, well, they're only 10 seconds apart. One mistake, you never know what could happen with that. Fapster's coming up to a back marker now. It's K-Man in the Force India, I believe. So K-Man's going to get out of the way nice and early, which allows Fapster to go through. Not sure where a Sedo Drifter is in relation. A little bit far back. K2 is going to be 2 tenths slower that time round, but they are still running pretty similar paces. Don't know how long they're going to try and push these tyres out for, but I don't know. It's going to have to be up to lap 15, well 14-15 if they want to run a 2-stop. And if they're still running 26s, then that's not exactly terrible times when it comes down to it. K2 went so wide you can compare the circumference of Jupiter. Frank being as funny bloke as he is as usual, so cheers for lightening up the mood in the chat, Frank, much appreciated. K2 slowly reading blank back in, it's down to 1.1 now. Don't know what they're doing, pit strats, haven't actually spoken to any drivers, so a little bit unaware at this point, but it's good to see that we got 8 of the 10 drivers on the lead lap, which is still pretty good.
Looking quite a bit far up at well, Frank and K2, of course, we're going to be looking at them quite a bit. It's their basically they're
Greg
running almost the same car.
Alex Cochrane. Not sure what happened there. Sorry for talking over you again.
That's alright. Good blank at the moment. Looks like they're running pretty much the same strategy. This runs, but then that'll be competing at all unless the miss a short record.
Much quicker lap that time round from K2, about a second quicker. Verstappen sets a new personal best from 25.9, and the Steady Drifter is one of the first leaders to come into the pit lane then. Not sure where he's going to come out. Kittu's span in the last chicane. That's allowed Eric to get ahead up into P5, and Eric comes into the pits as well. Kittu's staying out.
Diving.
Loads of people coming out into the pit lane then. Fapster just overshot his pit box by a lot. Didn't mean to swear there. Not sure if that's going to penalise him, put him a lap down as he comes out his pit then. Not sure how he overshot his pit box by so much, but let's put him down into P5. Don't know where Greg Stan is. Don't know if it'll be enough to surpass Eric. That might be. You never know. Depends if Eric can get a clean pit exit. These two guys, of course, are still battling for position. Going to be very close on the pit exit. Greg Stan is going to be able to gain up a position, put him up into P6. Steady Drifter and Kitty are running pretty close actually, so let's have a look at those two guys. Not as close as Eric Drace and Greg. Of course, Eric has got the fresh tyres, Greg hasn't. So it'll be interesting to see
Blank and K2 now into the pits.
Blank and K2 into the pit lane. Okay, very interesting. Who's going to be able to get out first? That's the question. It's going to be Blank. How far behind is K2? Oh, a bit of a sloppy exit there from K2. Not the greatest launch in the world. Randy's round. That's allowed K-Man up into P9. I think Blank has gained a bit of an advantage through the pit lane there. It might be about 2 seconds. Yeah, it's looking about 2 seconds once they've all got out the pit. Does that choice have... He's lost a lot of time in that pit.
Yeah,
Fabster's lost even more though, completely overshooting his pit box. He was running P3, now he's P5. I don't think Kitty has pitted yet, but he's still lost that position to a Steady Drifter, which is really 6 seconds worth of time. Eric's still running pretty close with Greg. Those two ran pretty similar in qualifying, well the exact same time from what I remember.
So Kitty really getting quite close now. Well, they're about turn 6 coming up on turn 7. Steady Drifter not going to chuck it down the inside, surprisingly. I think he's just trying to keep it calm.
The Steady Drifter is a rather patient driver, and he knows that he's still got, what, a 6-second gap to Fapster behind. He knows Kitty's probably going to pit in the upcoming stages, but Kitty actually got a lot better run through the triple left-hander. Cool, his rear end did break loose there, so maybe his tyres are finally going. But a Steady Drifter hasn't got to worry too much, so I don't think Kitty's running too much of a slower, running that slower of a pace to him, so maybe we'll see. K2 actually setting the fast lap that time round by a second, so it'll be interesting to see where those guys are in a couple of laps. K2's found, yeah, second that lap round, of course.
Kitty who hasn't pitted.
Kitty has not
pitted yet. He's going to continue
yet.
out. I mean, we'd expect to see all the drivers at least pit by about lap 16, being the most they can really get their medium tyres to last that long. Of course, being lap 14 and a half, it's the exact halfway point, so we'll probably be looking 15. That's late. But considering pretty much everyone has pitted so far, Kitty's got to be coming in the next 2 laps.
You can see how much he's losing out in these slower sections. Not sure if it's the aero of his car, if it is the tyres, but He's hugging that inside, still trying to fight for the position, so he's obviously still being conservative. Oh, almost loses it, running into the side of a Solar Drifter. At least the Solar Drifter was wary of that. Then that's Harriet's third position to Assetto Drifter. A lot of time's probably been lost by that, though. You can see he's 2 seconds down on the Delta. Casey's coming back. I personally just stay behind him, but if you want to play like that, K2 is flying, get on him. Well, he's still 8 tenths behind. There's been no real manoeuvres from him. We should... Oh, he sets a new personal best for 125.580.
Go down the inside of the Assetto Drifter. Assetto Drifter can look really getting a bad corner through turn 11, even though it's flat out. Kittu's on the inside.
Staying out. Oh, they almost touched. Really, really close through the last corner there then. Is Assetto Drifter going to chuck it down the inside for T1?
Of course, for a Assetto Drifter, this must be holding up someone on old medium tyres compared to someone on basically brand new soft tyres. It's going to be a real hold up for him. I'm sure he's going to be getting annoyed, especially every time Kitty tries to challenge.
And most likely will be the case. Oh, so Drifter's really just trying to get by now. K2's only half a second off the back of Blank, so it's really close between these two pairs. Who we're going to watch is going to be interesting as they're both coming into a hard braking zone. Oh, so Drifter's really looking for the inside. Kitty does run out wide. That allows Assetto Drifter up into P3. Let's get on to Blank then. He's now 6 tenths behind. Let's get on to K2, sorry. He's now 6 tenths behind Blank. I'm talking way too fast. I do need a drink of water at some point. Fapster's actually caught right up to the back of Kitty and Assetto Drifter. So there's now a three-way battle for third position, which is probably one of the best things I've actually seen all league, really. K2 going even faster again for 25.2. Really quick lap there from him. That's almost quali pace. It'll be
That is unbelievably fast from him. But I mean, looking back down, faster. He's spun
yeah.
Kitty.
Oh, Fapster spun Kitty out, or Kitty spun out himself. Not 100% sure. Kitty
did hit into the back of him.
Obviously getting very impatient behind back of Kitty. These stages, the Toyota drives are of course a bit kamikaze. We have seen that throughout this league. We'll maybe have a look into it if Kitty's got something to say. As K-Man sets a new personal best with a 30.2. Maybe Fapster should have waited behind Kitty a little bit more. Try to just dive down the inside into T1 or something along those lines. Just to try and get by safely. Maybe just didn't want the Assetto Drifter to get too far up the road. But if he's gained that much time over that many laps, surely you'd think he'd just understand he is able to catch up to the Assetto Drifter. Here comes K2 then. Just hasn't got the gearing, banging off the rev limiter. He's having a look around the outside. There's no room there to get by. Let's see what he can do then. Oh! K2 runs into the back of Blank! How exciting! Let's see what they do. Oh, Blank's weaving. Blank's obviously had enough of that. K2's the quicker driver at the moment. He's 3 tenths up. Blank's going defensive. They've got a back marker to deal with now. I'm not sure who it is.
That's
looks like...
Randy.
Who is it?
Randy.
Randy in McLaren, our fellow American NASCAR driver. Let's see what he can do. He's sort of like the Scott Speed of CRS at the moment. But nonetheless, he's hilarious to have around. Proper top man, really. Fapster and the Assetto Drifter are running pretty close now. Fapster's setting quicker laps than the Assetto Drifter. Randy's going to get out of the way, keeping it on the outside.
Kittu finally pits. Lap 16, just as I said.
Kitty's obviously running a 1-stop. How it'll play out for him, not 100% sure, as everybody else seems to be running a 2-stop. Greg Stan comes into the pits too. I think that's his second pit stop. So that inherits Eric Durason to P5.
Looks like Alex Cochrane may be able to get the jump on Greg Stan. I think that's definite. Yeah. Greg Stan sets off, but Alex just takes position away from him.
Kittu is long gone up the road, but that allows Alex up into P7 then. So
K2, turn 13, really close again.
Of course, Casey just wants to get by, and it's Blank's job to try and keep up, but Blank's focused on staying ahead at this point. And see how much in the turret reels him in. K2 might just be waiting for Blank to make a mistake, but sticking in that dirty air is not ideal. It's not where he wants to be in the slower speed corners, and really high speed, to be honest, all corners.
Randy's into the pits and he's overshot a bit. Oh no, he was just in reverse, getting out of the pits.
Oh god. But yeah, Randy putting in a solid performance. This may be the first race he finishes this time round. He's turned up for every race he's signed to, but not necessarily finished any of them. But at least he's showing up, which is good. He's 2 laps down at the moment, but if he just crosses the finish line, it will be half a point. K2 and Blank really close at the moment. K2 is the quicker driver by far. Yeah. Blank's engineer, K2 is faster than you. Can you confirm that you understood that message? We'll definitely make some memes out of this if you guys want. Rio, if you want.
I would say that them two battling like this was probably detrimental, but considering how far ahead they are, and they've both already pitted and on mediums, they've got no real trouble to the other cars. Seta Drift's been, what, 26 seconds back from both of them?
Fapster is now, well, he's less than a second behind the Seta Drifter, so it'll be interesting to see. Blank was actually quicker that time round. Fapster and Seta Drifter are very close, but not as close as Blank and K2 at the moment. K2 is the faster driver at this exact moment in time. We just had, oh, Blank does run a little bit wide. K2 might be able to take advantage of that. Fapster's now only 4 tenths behind the Seta Drifter. Look how close those two guys are now. It's going to be proper difficult to cover 2 separate battles. Fapster's, oh, where's he going to go? He's looking for the outside round T1. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he's not. He's still going to have his front wing, though, along his rear. What about K2? They're looking very close. Fapster's looking for the outside again. Maybe a little bit of contact. Is he going to be able to hold it and chuck it down the inside? Oh, they almost make contact. Let's see what they can do then.
So unbelievably close between the two.
They're still side by side. Brilliant respect from those guys. Let's get on board with a Seta Drifter then. He's still having a look for the outside. What a brilliant bit of driving from both of those guys. Fapster finally gets by, but the Seta Drifter's having a look now for the outside of the triple left-hander. Don't know if he's going to be able to get by there.
No, I think that's lost a lot of time for a Seta Drifter around turn 8.
What a solid bit of driving though for both of those. About a third of the lap side by side. K2 and Blank now still very close. Only 3 tenths between those two guys. It will be very interesting to see. 10 laps to go if they're going to complicate each other, let's say is the right word. The Seta Drifter has dropped a little bit off the back of Fapster, about half a second now, but what a brilliant bit of driving from both of those two guys, putting on a brilliant show for the stream. Great respect between both of those, well put, Rio. But now it's all down to K2, I think. K2 and Blank are probably going to be the key battle for the remainder of this race. Maybe if Fapster makes a mistake, his Seta Drifter will catch back up. But we've seen how much faster Blank's been on the fresher. Of course, they are running the exact same age tyres, maybe the exact same strategy. And K2's been the stronger driver with minimal practice. He's definitely not letting him down. Definitely not. Maybe Blank will have something to say about that, but he did insist that his teammate races. And this is what he's got. He's got a rival that contends with him. And Blank's not too happy about that, I don't think. So then, as they power down the back straight, half a second between them. Fapster's pulled about a second and a half to a Seta Drifter now. But it'll be interesting to see. I know I say that a lot, but it will be interesting to see. Oh, as K2 comes into the pits then. Is this some sort of undercut strategy? Where's Fapster going to be? Is Fapster going to be close enough? I don't think so. But K2 comes into the pit lane then. Could this be some cross Ferrari strategy? Oh, K2 overshot his box. He overshot his box. Don't know if that will affect him at all.
That was a very quick pit stop as well.
Really quick. It must have just been fuel. I doubt he was going for tyres if he was on the mediums, unless he's going for softs for the last 9 laps. Not 100% sure. A Seta Drifter also comes into the pits then on lap 20, well 19 for him.
Doesn't look like Eric Gerace will be able to catch up to him in this time.
Does not seem to be the case. Kitsu's running around a pretty solid race in 6th position. It will still be enough to get 3 points, I believe. So good bit of driving from him. He's not too closely followed, but he's been followed by Alex in the Williams, his first race in a long time for CRS. Greg Stang just coming around the same corner, so it's good to see everyone is nice and close, but maybe not close enough to make any manoeuvres. Blank Zane just going past Greg. Oh.
Quite a big cut there from Assess Drifter over the pit lane line, despite there being no one there. That was certainly questionable at best.
It's something that we'll have a look into then, maybe a 5-second penalty, as that's what we had to issue last time. Blank's staying out this time round. Maybe he's intending on running to the ends then. Don't know, but KT's got 23 seconds to find, so 26.0 from Blank. Pretty good lap. So we'll have to see what K2 runs maybe next time round.
Yeah, and I mean, K2's really got to do some catching up here, especially after overshooting the pit box. He's got, what, 8? Well, and then the extra last lap. He's got to catch up, what's that, 22 seconds onto Blank.
Well, you never know, Blank may be pitting again. If he's going to pit, it'll probably be this lap as Fapster comes into the pits then. Fapster into the pits. Soda Drifter might be able to get the jump on him. It depends how long Fapster's pit stop is. He's not going to overshoot this time round. Blank's for sure running to the end. It will be pointless to pit. It will just lose the position as K2 will be faster. That could be the case.
Here comes Fapster and a Soda Drifter.
Fapster and a Soda Drifter there. And very close between these two guys. What's it going to be? A Soda Drifter will be quicker out the corner. Not going to be quick enough though. Fapster holds on to P3 after the pit stops. But the Soda Drifter's definitely gained. Only 7 tenths between those two guys now. Exactly.
Yeah, and they've got some real catching to do. I mean, definitely won't be aiming for second by any chance at the moment. But them two just racing together, they could be slowly losing out time to Eric Gerace, as he's only 10 seconds behind. So they can get very, very close there.
Very close. Of course, the Surge Drifter is on new tyres. Fapster's on slight... no, he's not, is he?
No, Fapster's on new tyres.
Fapster's on the newer tyres. But they are colder, so that could be the case as to why a Surge Drifter is catching up. K2's pulled 2 seconds out of Blank this time round. If Blank's going to pit, he's got to get it done soon. A 25.7 from K2 this time round. He is slowly pulling them in, but with only 7 laps to go, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Surge Drifter is having a look for the outside now then. Don't know if he'll be able to get it done. Oh, he's holding it round the outside. Maybe he will if he can chuck it down the inside. No contact being made. There's still sort of contact's been made. Oh no, here we go again then. So as they come down into T1, the Surge Drifter is going to get a much better run. That's going to put him onto the outside then. He switches over to the inside. Very erratic manoeuvre, but he forces his way through. That's the Soda Drifter then up to P3. Really, really good bit of driving from both of those guys. Let's see what they do then. Fapster's having a look for the inside, not going to be able to get it done. Oh, Fapster loses the rear end. He gets on the brakes too much. That's Fapster round. Very unfortunate for Fapster there.
Yeah, new tyres as well, so that's going to be putting a big dent in their wear, although he is on mediums. So he's probably got quite a lot left. Surprisingly, he didn't go on softs, really.
Blank's into the pits. Blank's into the pits. Oh boy! Can K2 get the jump on Blank? Blank's still in the pit lane.
I think he can.
Oh, it's going to be very close. I don't know.
Here he comes, last turn.
How far? Blank's got a lot of pit lane. He's still got to cover. He has got a car in front. Here comes K2 then. Who's going to be the victorious car out of the pit lane? It's going to be Blank. By not much. By 2. Wow, he's gained time though, hasn't he? K2 was right behind him when K2 went into the pits. And Blank's now got a 1.8 second advantage over K2, so a nice little, an overcut there from Blank. Greg Stan's still only 2 seconds behind Eric in the BMW Sauber, so maybe we'll be able to see a bit of action between those two guys later on in the race. Fapster now, don't think he's gaining too much time on the Soda Drifter. He's really pushing. You can see how deep he was into that corner. Well, he's only lost a little bit of time. I've never heard Micro sound so excited when he said, "Oh boy." It was kind of cute, actually, for fuck's sake, Frank. Greg Stan now. He's only 1.5 seconds behind Eric. That must seem to have been the case. K-Man is in between them, but he is a lap down, and he's very good at getting out of the way, so nothing particularly to worry about there. K2's now 1.9 seconds behind Blank, so slowly reeling him in. Must have made a mistake as he's now 2.2. Is there a car between these two as well? I'm not sure who it is. It's not Randy.
There's a car in front. It's Alex Cochrane in front of Blank.
Alex, and he's not going to want to get lap knowing him, so he's going to start pushing very hard. We've got some very close cars up ahead. It's still Greg, Stan, Eric, and
what's happened to
K-Man.
K2? He's just lost another 2 seconds.
He must have lost it in the first corner, ran out wide. Maybe he's pushing really hard. He's got 5 laps to try and catch Blank. What's that, 4 seconds? He's got to really find half a second a lap in it. Something like, well, no, more than that. He's got to find basically a second a lap.
Alex lets through Blank.
Alex then lets through Blank. Good bit of sportsmanship from him then. I think Blank might have this in the bag unless he makes a mistake. Greg Stan.
And knowing Blank, I really doubt that he'll be ending up making a mistake this late into the race.
Well, we never know. Of course, it's all still to play for.
Alex going right round.
He's going to be able to get out of the way though for K2, which is pretty good. K2 sets, didn't set a new personal best, sorry. Good row of drivers. Greg Stan is slowly catching up to the back of Eric. There's now a second and a half between those two guys. It was 2, only a lap ago. Be interesting to see what sort of laps they're all putting in. Eric with a 29.6 and 29.3 from Greg, so another 3 tenths there. He's just got Blank with a 125.1. That's a new personal best from him. And K2 with a 27.5, of course, with that off-track excursion at T1. At least Blank will be happy for once.
Yeah, he's just absolutely not making time at all. He's lost another half a second round that lap. That's not what he needs. Considering there's certainly a much stronger driver earlier in the race, he just seems to have lost it all right now. He needs to be gaining that half a second on that, not losing it.
I think K2, he might just be in the mode now with only 4 laps to go. He just wants to put in some consistent laps, bring it home if he needs to. Who am I looking at here? Eric. Oh, K-Man running out wide. Don't know if he spun out. That doesn't seem to be the case. But a whole clump of drivers running together. Blank's going to get past Randy, who's on track to finish his first race in 2009. Is Greg Stan going to get out of the way? Of course, he's not really going to want to if he's got Eric in his sights. He's only a couple seconds up the road now. But a really good drive from everyone, really. Greg does let Blank through down the straight, maybe in hopes to try and pull him in. Fapster must have spun round again as he's now 13 seconds off the back of a Seto Drifter. He was pulling him in. I think there was only about 4 seconds, about a lap behind.
K2's another mistake.
Kitty.
Final corner.
Oh, K2.
No, K2.
K2 spun it round. Nowhere near. The Seto Drifter's nowhere near enough to make take advantage of that. But I think K2's just got to bring it home now. He's not in contention for the race win with 3 laps to go unless something very unfortunate happens to Blanks. He's catching up on some back markers at the moment.
That's both K-Man and
K-Man will get out of the way, no problem, which he always does. Good bit of driving from K-Man there. He's just got the Williams of Eric Gerace up ahead, who makes a bit of a lock-up then. Coming into, it's a rather tricky corner that one to get on the power at the exit, because the car does want to spin round. Rip K2.
I think Randy's trying to overtake Greg Stan. If I'm not mistaken, he's been sitting behind him for quite a long time.
Well, Randy's 3 laps down, but oh, Apple wants to build another electric van now. They don't want to build an electric car. I got another notification saying they want to build an electric van. Sorry if that deafened anyone. There's K-Man's now 2 laps down, of course, being overtaken by Blank, and Blank is now ahead of everyone down the straight. Oh, Windows Defender summary. Go away. No threats found. Lovely. It's all coming on now. It's all going on. Thank you very much, Frank. It's always fun commentating these races as well. Kitty's actually only 5 seconds off Fapster now.
I was going to say Eric Grace and Greg Stan really getting quite close, but Greg Stan making a mistake there on turn 13 and 14, dropping a few more seconds. And that's only, what, 3 laps left? Including that final lap.
Oh, K-Man running out wide. Don't think anybody's going to be able to take advantage of that though. Alex is actually a lap ahead of K-Man, although he's behind him on track. Kitty and Fapster still 5 seconds apart. They've got 2 laps if Kitty wants to catch up to him, but I highly doubt he's going to be able to find, well, 2.5 seconds a lap. Unless Fapster's tyres are completely and utterly gone, but he's only 4 tenths down this lap round, so it doesn't seem that that is the case. What about Greg and Eric? Eric's about a corner ahead at this point, so nothing Eric's really got to worry about, apart from spinning. I don't want to jinx anything.
There he is. Also, because one to Alex, it's just missing him out for some reason. K2 still weaving his way round through the traffic. It's nowhere near going to be enough after the mistake. That cost him 8 seconds, and that was some dear 8 seconds that he needed. Going round the back marker of K-Man, looks to be, no problems at all. Greg Stan slowly catching on Eric. Not going to be enough, though. He's catching, I'd say, probably 0.2 a lap.
Well,
of course, 2 laps left.
That lap he was only 0.04 of a second faster, so don't think all too much time is gained that time round. But of course, 2 laps to go is still to play for, really. Blank's just K2, sorry, is in cruise at home mode. He's dropped another second off of Blank.
Randy's into the pits.
Randy comes into the pits. Maybe he's short on fuel. He's got to be short on fuel. I think he must have been short on fuel with a pit stop that quick, chucking in another 2 or 3 litres, something like that. But Randy there running around P10, which is he's still going to get the half a point for finishing, so pretty solid drive there from him. He keeps it inside the blend line as well, which is all very nice. Greg hasn't unfortunately gained up onto the back of Eric. Oh, Alex is out wide at the triple right-hander. K-Man, I don't seem to be on the same lap, but they're still running around pretty close. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do. Is there going to be some action on track finally? K-Man in the slipstream of Alex Cochrane. 2 laps to go. This isn't for position, but K-Man, of course, he's going to want some action. And he's going to get some stream time as well. So both come side by side down into the final little complex. Alex is going to keep it ahead. What's K-Man going to be able to do? Not much. Not able to fight back. Runs very wide, almost into the pit lane. And gets very deep into the last corner too.
Now it's the final lap, of course, and just bringing it home, really. I have a faith that he won't really be pushing the car right now. Not quite sure who's going to get the fastest lap. I didn't keep track of it. I think it was K2, wasn't it, earlier? I
believe it is K2 who got fastest lap. Don't think I can check, I'll be perfectly honest.
No. But that's certainly going to be. It's going to be finishing as it shows, really, right now. There's not too many people are going to be making overtakes, considering the gap between them.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case, but a very solid drive then from Blank. A very good bit of pit strategy to be able to get a 2-second advantage, getting a bit of an overcut over his teammate K2. I presume that was unplanned in the team. He's weaving all down the back straight, putting in some, obviously, victory weaves. Don't want to spin it out. Oh, he almost overdoes it into the last corner, but K2...
Wouldn't that be the ultimate battle of spinning out and losing it on the last few corners?
Oh,
but that really is Blank securing with another, well, with a win. It's his 3rd win so far. Of course, massively improving over his previous results, as he hasn't won since Sepang.
Round 3 was Sepang, I believe. Was it round 2? One of them.
Round 2.
Round 2. There's going to be some donuts from K2. The Surge Drifter's just bringing it home now. Fapster goes around the outside of Randy. Alex Cochrane brings it home. He's going to weave all the way down and get P8, the final points position. He's going to yeet it into the front. He's flew all the way out to the barrier. Fucking hell. That's the first time I think I've sworn this whole stream, so very sorry about that.
No, it isn't.
Isn't it? Oh.
So I think Randy being the last one to come across the line, unless Kittu being the last one to come across the line.
To come across the line. Fapster brings home a solid 4th place. Good bit of driving there from him. I doubt he'll be too happy about it.
finishing for the first time.
Randy finishing for the first time, putting in a solid performance. I say a race ban and $100,000 fine for donuts on the Ferrari team. Kitty brings it home. Is he going to go full speed into someone?
No.
No, that doesn't seem to be the case. But that would be something that he does. Randy's doing donuts. First time that he's actually finished a race. So he's going to be very happy. Very happy for Randy as well. So that's good to see. K2 and Blank having some fun out in the gravel. So then our fastest lap does actually go to Blank with a 25.1. It was a tenth quicker than K2. So your race winner then was Blank in the Ferrari, followed by his teammate K2, then a Shadow Drifter, then Fapster. Kitty with a solid points position in 5th in the Renault. Eric Gerace, good drive from him for 6th for the BMW Sauber. Then Kitty's teammate Greg in 7th, Alex Cochrane in 8th, and K-Man in 9th. Randy in 10th, closely followed there. So a pretty solid race this time round. Has somebody already done screenshots? No, nobody's done screenshots, so I'll get them, chuck them in the chat. Just so I know I can do them for points reference later. All good. Someone's still revving away, not sure who. Right then, so maybe it's interview time. Where's my stream chat gone? Where's my stream chat? Alright, see you Funky Monkey, cheers for coming out. Let's bring in a Shadow Drifter then for interviews. I do need to sort out OBS and get rid of the media. Oh, media source is already on 0. How wonderful. So then I can exit out of the game now so we won't get any background noise. Let's bring in a Shadow Drifter for his after race interview. A very solid drive once again then. The Shadow Drifter to bring it home into P3. How do you feel after that race?
Well, start was quite good. Obviously was in first place for like 4 corners, I don't know. Then basically made a mistake, spun out and got it back together and went up to P3 again, yeah.
You had some very solid battles with, I think it was Fapster, wasn't it, in the Toyota? You were side by side for almost half a lap. Was that hard to keep it all together? And were you trying to just not hit each other, or were you just trying to do each other over at each corner?
Well, obviously I tried to overtake him, but he was the same speed, so what can you do? But yeah, I think Fapster also deserves some credit for that. For not hitting anybody in there, so good.
Yeah, it was very good fun to watch those. We managed to pick it up both times you were side by side. We managed to get that on the stream, so if you would like to watch it back, then you'll be pleased to know that we did get quite a lot of your action on the stream. So, good to see that. Unfortunately, you seem to be the only person that we've got to interview this time around, as nobody else is in the chat. So, what are your sort of feels as we... I think it's the break this time around, isn't it? Is it the break now? Or is it break race after? I know we have a mid-season break somewhere.
I think it... Well, the next track is certainly Nürburgring.
Yep, so we've got a week break to Nürburgring, so there will be something different running next Saturday. Nürburgring will be on the 9th of March, so next Saturday I've got something in mind that we're going to keep it secret for the time being, as it still needs to be sorted out a little bit, but yeah. How do you sort of feel about 2009 in general then, Shadow Drifter? Are you still enjoying it? Are you still having fun?
Oh yeah, it's great. Cars are balanced out and good pedals when you have the right setup, so...
Yeah, your setup seems to be pretty good this time round. So how did you think it fared against the Toyota? Were you struggling to keep up, or?
Yeah, on the straights quite a bit, but I was using the same setup since like 3 races, so...
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you had fun, Shadow Drifter, and thank you very much. Well, thank you for coming out, I should say. So, cheers for that. Really, that's the Shadow Drifter was the only one in voice chat willing for an interview, so it seems that we're going to be heading off the stream here. So I'll let you do out the final words, Joseph, if you feel necessary.
Right, don't have any final words, but I think as we head into the week break, or it's after Nürburgring, I can't entirely remember, because it's sort of halfway-ish. So as we head out from Istanbul, being one of probably the most practiced tracks, we're going to be heading into the Nürburgring, a pretty infamous track, and Kunos made as well. So we're going to be having some good cameras for it in the future, and hopefully the week's break will give some brilliant racing, as people have got lots of time to practice.
That is true. We will have, of course, a whole 2 weeks to practice for Nürburgring. I may do the odd practice session where maybe every day it will change tracks. We've got Nürburgring, then Valencia. That'll be a very interesting track to see what people do there. Then we've got the very two infamous ones, Spa and Monza. Then we've got Yas Marina, Suzuka, Interlagos, and Yas Marina again. Well, what's it? We've got Marina Bay, I should say. That's Singapore, I believe. Then we've got Yas Marina, which is the other one. I don't know. They're all in Asia somewhere. They all have corners and some of them bad, but it's what the guys voted for. So thank you all very much for coming out to this stream. We're just rambling on at this point as nobody else wants an interview. So yeah, thank you all very much for coming out to the stream, guys, and
thank you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Goodbye.
Thank you.